Why are fighters so good at chess? Today we're going over a game played by UFC legend Mark Hunt. This guy is literally famous for knocking people out and then just walking off. Lots of people, when they hit a critical blow, they'll keep on going, trying to get them down. This guy would just knock people out and get on with his day. He was gone. And today he is playing a candidate master from Costa Rica. Mark Hunt's rating in this game was 1792 and his opponent's rating was 1793. And this was a 1-minute game played on chess.com. I promise you, this video is gonna be nuts. Okay, so Mark opens up with the move e3. We see e5 and b3. And after d5, what Mark's gonna do here is, I'm not sure if any of you ever played Call of Duty or any shooter games. Well, you've got like the assaulters, the guys who go around with the shotguns, SMGs, and then you got the guys who sit back. They got their sniper and they're gonna attack from a distance. And this is what Mark's gonna do today. He's gonna be a sniper. He's gonna sit back and slowly start picking off pieces. Me personally, I didn't play a lot of Call of Duty. When I was 13, I got my Xbox taken away from me because I was making bombs with deodorant cans in the local school park, you know, as you do. And after d5, Mark gets his sniper online. He goes bishop b2. He's already attacking this pawn. So we see knight c6 just defending it and knight f3. So it is a double attack now. So the move bishop d6. And Mark goes g3 and he's going to fianchetto his bishop on this side of the board like he did on the queen side. A very common strategy. And now the move f6. So black just adds more defenders to this pawn and bishop g2. And here Mark's opponent plays the move bishop g4. And now there actually is a threat of playing the move e4, which would win a piece because this knight is pinned to this queen. This bishop is pinning it. So the move e4 is a threat. So Mark Hunt, the UFC legend, goes h3. We see bishop h5 and now g4, just kicking it away. And after bishop f7, he now goes queen e2, tucks his queen in. His opponent copies him, does the exact same thing. We see queen e7 and knight c3. And then we notice black cannot copy this move with the move knight f6, so he has to go to h6. Sad days. And now Mark plays one of the top engine moves and he goes knight b5. Very strong move. Because now this bishop scope has been cleared. Imagine this knight was kind of blocking the scope. You can't see where you want to attack. And you're also threatening to take your opponent's sniper. So there's not too much for black to do. So he just goes a6. We see an exchange. Knight d6 and c d6. And it's time to make a choice. Mark Hunt can either castle kingside or queenside. And since Mark is not a misogynist, he doesn't pick the king over the queen. And he goes castles queenside. And his opponent castles kingside. And now we have got castles of opposite sides. And just know, this game is going to get aggressive. Imagine a fight where you can only punch and kick. You can't defend. I mean, at this point, you can even kick them in the nuts. A nut shot. This is exactly what we have. This is going to be an attacking brawl. And Mark kickstarts the attack with the move g5. He throws his first little jab there. And his opponent slips this jab with the move knight f5. He slips it. So we see gf3. And the best move for black is to take with the queen. Instead, he takes with the pawn, which opens up this g file, which is going to cause him some problems. We see rook d to g1 and king h8. And now h4. He just throws the pawn up the board and his opponent copies a5. It's a race. We see bishop h3 attacking this knight and bishop e6. And now Mark throws his first haymaker and he goes knight g5. Bang! And after knight g5, if this knight is taken, well, you can simply open up the h file. It will give Mark Hunt a lot of attacking opportunities. So his opponent, the candidate master from Costa Rica, decides against it and he goes bishop d7. He slides his bishop back and Mark leaves his knights hanging. He leaves them swinging in the open and he goes f4. And now a4. We see bishop g4, this bishop sliding in, but now ab3, and rook b2. Here, Mark gets his king to, you know, somewhat of a safer square. Probably plays one of the best moves, to be fair to him, and he goes king b1, just applying a bit of pressure to this rook. But now his opponent goes rook a8. The game is going to get very interesting, by the way. And here, what Mark has to do is play a move like queen f3, threatening to take here and try win this knight. Instead of playing queen f3 or moving the queen, he plays the move fe5, which is a critical blunder. And after de5 and queen d3, try pause the video and find the great move his opponent can play. So if you did pause the video and you found it, congratulations, the move is rook b2, and after king b2, the queen can now slide in. Now, if Mark goes to the b1 square, there is a forced checkmate with queen a1, that is checkmate m1. So he has to go to the c3 square, and oh my goodness, it's about to get absolutely nuts. By the way, the time situation is that Mark has 21 seconds and his opponent has 18 seconds on the clock, and the situation on the eval bar is that black is winning -11, which means that black's position is so strong that he may as well have 11 pieces of material extra on the board. Now, what happens next? I mean, there should be a documentary made on this. The move d4 is played. We see ed4 and ed4. His king goes up to the c4 square, and you can also try work out the forced checkmate in 3. I'll let you work it out, but there is a forced checkmate for black here, which involves knight d3 check. This wasn't played in the game, by the way. I'm just showing you. And after king d5 and rook a5, that is pretty much checkmate after this queen blocks. Well done if you found that. Instead, after king c4, the move knight d6 is a forced checkmate in 3. Instead, his opponent goes knight e5. So we see king d5 and now bishop c6. King e6 is played and now queen e7. You might be wondering, how is this not mate? Well, this king can take the knight. And after queen d7 and king f6, his opponent wins the queen, thinking he's just going to cash out here. But now Mark takes this queen, and the tables have turned, because after bishop d7, here Mark plays knight f7 checkmate. Oh my god, bro, I can't get over this game. Anyway, that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, I think you might enjoy this video. Thank you for your time and attention. It is much appreciated, and have a good rest of your day.